Hello again, YouTube. It's Skylar. Welcome back to my face. I did not think that I was going to need to make another video about another transphobic Texas lawmaker, but here we are. So, recently, a Texas lawmaker introduced legislation that would effectively criminalize and make it illegal to be trans in Texas. That's not hyperbole. That's actually what the bill is supposed to do. Now, thankfully, there's no co-sponsors for the bill, which means that it's definitely not going to pass or anything. But this is so wrong. The very fact that somebody drafted this legislation and tried to introduce it in a court of their peers to criminalize trans people, really? You make it illegal to be trans, that they call gender identity fraud, whatever that means. But basically, it would make being trans illegal. So you basically would criminalize the existence of trans people. I don't think I need to really explain that much more about why this is an abhorrent affront to human rights. This kind of an example is something that, okay, for instance, after the election last year, I heard a lot of people that were saying things like, "Oh, trans people are overreacting. Trans people are, yada yada. It's all smoke. It's all talk. They're not going to actually do anything." No, this is an example of that literally shows that trans people's concern about what's been going on and the attack on trans rights is legitimate and should be taken very well notice of, because we need right now more than ever trans allies to be stepping up and contacting their state, local, and federal representatives and letting them know that trans rights are human rights and that this kind of legislation and these types of moves are not okay. It does not matter that the fact that the bill will not pass and has zero chance of passing. It is the idea that even such a concept is being introduced at all. I didn't think that they could make a worse bill than the one that they just tried to pass, which would ban gender-affirming care for all adults. But somehow this actually goes way far and beyond that, into a level and a territory that I couldn't even think of as being worse than the worst case scenario. Not to get too emotional, but trans rights are something that's very important to me and something that's very close to my heart. And I have to let people know that this is really what's going on. These are the types of things, these are the types of conversations that certain lawmakers are having when they're discussing trans rights. And it needs to be brought to attention so that people can call it out and recognize that it's wrong. Being trans is not a choice. Being trans is not something that you do. Being trans is something that you are. And when you try to take away the rights of people for just existing, you're moving dangerously close to a situation that has happened before in human history, which I don't think I need to go into, but you can probably use your imagination on some of the examples throughout history that have happened when governments try to institutionally take away the rights of certain groups of individuals. Don't worry, I'll be making another video today, a little more positive one. I just really needed to kind of get this off my chest and let people know that, hey, this is what's going on. And no, it's not all right. I don't like talking about stuff like this. I really hope this is the last time that I ever have to make a video about Texas lawmakers. But people need to understand that when they go after one of us, they go after all of us. So it doesn't necessarily matter that I don't live in Texas, or, it's the idea that they're coming after trans people at all. Trans people are not a problem. Trans people are not doing anything to anybody. We're just existing. So people need to understand that trans people have always existed and we will always exist. And learning to accept that and move on is the correct solution, not take away all of our rights and think that we're just magically going to go away, because that's not what's going to happen, because just a natural inherent part of the human condition is that a certain percentage of the population will just inherently just be transgender, and that will never change. You can't separate that from being human. Anybody out there that's watching this who's trans, please remember to please stay hopeful and know that brighter days are ahead. Things will not always be as bad as they are right now, and the world overall is changing for the better for trans people. So please, please do not lose hope. Please remain strong and know that people are out there working to protect the rights of trans people every single day. With that said, if you enjoy my content, please remember to like, share, and subscribe for more amazing videos. And if you'd like, please leave a respectful message down in the comments below. I do delete anything that is transphobic, so don't even bother posting a comment if you're going to be transphobic, because it's just not okay. My right to exist is not up for debate. And I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day. Goodbye.